Coming to you live from my apartment, it's Rob Has a Podcast. And now here's the guy who keeps the podcast pumping like Sage's bladder. I'm Rob Cesternino. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Rob Has a Podcast. And I'm very excited here for today this is always fun when we do this, where we have a double guest, because that means we have twice as much fun here talking about Survivor 49, episode 2, and we want to welcome back from Survivor 48. Here with us today, it's Bianca Roses and Thomas Krottinger. Bianca and Thomas.
Hi. Thanks for having us, Rob.
Yes, thank you. This is I guess, your audition for The Amazing Race.
Oh, okay, girl.
I love it.
Lock in, Bianca.
Yeah. Don't fuck this up.
Yeah.
Okay, well, first off, congratulations to you, Bianca, on your recent engagement.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I appreciate that. That's so kind. Thomas was actually at my engagement. And it was like a whole behind the scenes thing. I had no idea my Survivor friends were going to show.
Yes.
But he was there. And
Thomas,
so
how were you involved? Did Bianca's fiance ask for your approval before he asked for her hand in marriage?
I mean, when we were landing back on the plane from Pondy, I turned to Bianca once she saw that Mael was in LA, and I was like, he's proposing. Like, it's happening right now. And then Bianca was like, he better not be. But no, he hit me when it was all coming together, and I had to rally all of the Survivor 48ers in the greater New York area to come surprise her on a little rooftop.
Yeah.
Also, we should note, it's Bianca's hot fiance. Like, this feels important.
Fiance.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mael is cute. Yeah.
BHF.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's his new nickname.
Yeah, the BHF. Okay, so that was very nice. So he
With the
proposed
BDE.
and then had all of the Survivor 48 favorites, just the ones that you like, came and were there for you.
The ones that I like, the ones that were in New York. It wasn't like, an exclusive list. It was the people around.
There's
But
other
yes.
ones that you like that just don't happen to be in New York.
Yes, correct.
Okay. All right. So
Yes, Thomas. I have other friends on the show.
Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right. And Thomas, what's new with you?
That question is always so bad for me because I'm always just like running around like a lunatic, like trying to stay afloat. Bianca knows this very well. Too many things are happening, but we're almost
so hot while you're doing it. You slay.
Thank you. I was out so late last night. I have to tell you so. Oh, I kind of did tell you. Yeah. Not for here, but yeah. I'm living my.
You were at a Survivor viewing party late last night.
No. I had things to do.
Because the episodes are 90 minutes. These viewing parties go very late now.
They do.
Yeah. Who has the time? This is crazy. Like, I feel like I'm like back in it. Like, we're back in. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, I forgot. Like, Wednesday night.
The rally. It's
yeah.
Cancel your plans. 90 minutes.
Yeah. I know.
Well, remember when the show was on Thursdays?
Yeah.
That was nice, I think.
It was like the start of the weekend.
It's a better day to party, for sure.
Yeah.
When you were on, Rob, it was on Thursdays, right?
It was.
Yeah.
Wednesdays
is tough. No one wants to go out on Wednesday, but we make it happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that going out to watch Survivor is kind of a new phenomenon. I don't believe that up until 3 years ago, people really did that. It was more of you were home watching television. It was not that you were gathering in a big group to watch Survivor.
Yeah, I didn't know that happened until like we were on the island or in Ponderosa.
Nobody did.
Other people told me. I was like, hold on, what do we do?
Yeah.
They're like, there's like okay, great. Sounds nice.
Things
And then of course the only ones I go to are the gay ones. Like, are there straight bars that do this?
Now,
I think I've only gone to the gay ones too.
Yeah.
Now
So I don't know for sure because I'm sort of involved with the things that I'm involved in. I know Bryce and Wendell do the things, and there's some other like alumni that do things. Yeah. But are there other, establishments that show Survivor that are not gay bars? I don't know the answer to that question.
High Tops in LA and it's Fruity Island.
Fruity Island in New York.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of the non-gay bars, I think, are like, hey, there's sports on. You know, you don't really go there to watch a TV show.
Yeah. See, this is why gay people are great. Like,
Mhm.
Oh my
come on.
God. Yeah, want nothing to do with sports. Like,
Oh, well, I disagree with that. I love sports so much.
I know it's like the one thing Thomas and I don't see eye to eye on. He loves sports, and I'm kind of like, nah about it.
She
We're
humors me.
Trojans, because I
Right
love
on. Even though we had
Yeah.
a terrible game.
Okay. Now, let's talk about Survivor 49, also known as the season after Survivor 48. And we're 2 episodes in. I would love to get your thoughts now as grizzled Survivor alumni on how the new season is going.
Oh. Well, I mean, it's so glad that you want our opinion because we were out there for just like so many days and left like an indelible mark on the
Hey,
game.
Both of you have been out in the game longer than all the people that were watching, spending 90 minutes a week watching.
Yeah, true. This is where we can excel. This is the moment.
So
Yeah.
you are much bigger experts than Jake and Rizgod and Nate and all of the people that you know more than them.
Yeah. Okay. Well, when you put it that way, Rob.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm having a weird experience watching it. Like, this is the first time I'm watching it where I don't have like, I mean, I feel like I do have a bit of a vested interest because Sophie Yellow, was our girl, and she was in our Ponderosa alliance of the fairy porn before our season.
And Sophie were all reading smut the whole time at Ponderosa.
Okay. So
what
let's
called? I'm literally forgetting them right now.
I thought I heard fairy porn.
Yes.
You did.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just back up. So Sophie S was an alternate for Survivor 48.
Yeah.
And you two had a connection with her. Now, let me ask, was your connection at Ponderosa so strong that you felt like that you were in any danger of being kicked off of the season?
No. Because we're like not morons.
Yeah.
Like, no offense.
To play Survivor and not.
Yeah. Were you passing notes at any point?
No.
No. But we would look at each other and be like, in my head, I'd be like, "Did you get to the blowjob scene yet?" And I'd be like, "Do you know what I mean?" I'd be like, "She probably did."
Did you have the
like,
same
it's like
book,
halfway
or you had read a book that she had already read?
We were all reading the same series.
Yes.
Why can't I remember the name of this book?
A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Yes.
Guitar.
Okay.
So
yes. My wife has been,
Yeah.
she's been saying she's gonna read that, and I don't know if she has or not. I don't know if she bought it on Audible or not, but she's been dancing around that for a while.
She's reading it.
Yeah.
I think she would admit it.
I think she would tell you.
Yeah.
It's a good time. It's a good time. But I think Thomas, Sophie, and I were all reading different books because there's like 5 of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were all reading but it was kind of like we were all looking at each other and like, oh, do you hate or love Tamlin at this point, or like, what are your thoughts on what's the hot guy, Rizand or whatever? Yeah.
Okay, so that's a good idea for Ponderosa because I think a lot of people. No, we're talking about this. I think a lot of people try to like game it of like, oh, I'm gonna bring something to Ponderosa that I don't actually like.
Oh
because
yeah,
I'm gonna throw people off.
Who had a fake book cover over their book?
Justin P.O.P. Yeah. I thought he was a religious fanatic. And I wanted nothing to do with him because of the long hair and the book covers. I was like, you are reading something freaky deaky over there.
And he had fake book covers on real books.
Okay.
And he sat next to Cedric.
Book? And what was the fake book?
I don't know.
No idea.
I'll text.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to know.
Yeah. It was weird.
But
I didn't like it.
Point, people do have Pondy strategies where it's like everyone's watching me, so am I going to pretend to be reading something else than what I'm actually reading, or am I going to like put on a character and read something random?
Or you're Mary and you read a book upside down in a tent like a vampire at like 5 a.m. like it was so I mean, my strategy for Pondy would just be like right in the middle, chill as hell. Like not on anyone's radar.
Play the middle. Yeah. Don't give in.
Which was great. Okay. And then we hit the beach and I started screaming about gay culture. Yeah.
So what was Sophie's Ponderosa strategy in season 48 as an alternate?
She did a good job of playing the middle. She didn't really like stick out much. Yeah. The one thing I do remember is we were all reading the same series, but she was playing the middle.
Yeah. I was like ready to roll with her.
Yeah.
She would like, I'd go to the beach. She'd come to the beach, look at each other's books. It was like, yeah, girl, let's do this.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is now getting into dicey territory or if there's any sort of like rules around this.
Trigger word, Rob. Trigger word.
Okay.
Dice.
Did you all connect with, a player who would be an alternate from your season after it airs where they didn't end up going on the season? Like, do they reach out to you and say like, hey, remember me? I was the alternate.
Well, let me put this out there. Our male alternate, I have not been able to find, and he was cute.
Yeah, we have no idea.
Where are you?
Yeah, let's use him as the example.
Collectively, as a group, we couldn't find him, but we searched for Sophie. Like we dug deep for her. We wanted to find her, and we did.
Yeah,
and we did.
This connection.
Like, yeah.
Okay. So here she is, and she's out there on Survivor 49. How are you feeling? Because she really didn't get a lot of airtime in the first episode. She might have been the only person that we really didn't see in the 2-hour episode, but we saw her last night, and she was a little peeved when she found out that she wasn't in the Alliance of 4.
I know.
Yeah. I wrote that down.
You did?
I literally was like, yeah. I wrote down, I wrote dumbass Matt, no offense, my guy. When MC asked him like, okay, well, when did you discuss this? And he was like, oh, the 3 of us talked about it and adding you. We have a 3 and 1 of 4. Don't, like, bro, never let the 4th know they're the 4th. And then when she went to talk to Sophie, I literally wrote, love that MC went to Sophie Yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, go get my girl. Bring her in.
Yeah.
Like, not these 4. Those 3. I can't even remember.
Okay.
I'm rooting for her so hard. And
yeah, I just like protect him.
Like a jaded player perspective, but all I can hope is if she hasn't been shown much so far, maybe that means she will be shown a lot later. Yes.
Yeah.
More to come. Okay. All right. So this was a great episode to get the chance to talk to you both because we had a journey.
We did.
Both of you went on journeys and both of you had the visit to Journey Island affect your game in big ways. And so this was a little bit of a different journey. And I wonder if this was a little bit of a new wrinkle that might have been constructed, maybe looking back at how some of the Survivor 48 outcomes turned out. Bianca, do you feel like that after watching Survivor 48 that they said, hey, maybe, you know what? We shouldn't be taking away so many people's votes.
Yeah, I definitely watched that and felt furious that no one had to go through the pain that I did. But yeah, I mean, I remember my brother actually texting me being like, you know what? We'll just watch and see if they ever do that again. Like maybe no one will ever admit that that was stupid, but we'll just see. Like, let's just see if it happens again. So I'm very curious to see if someone is forced to risk their vote immediately
and it did seem like that there was a mechanic where people could have lost their vote based off of what happened. But do you feel like that based off of, and you were the last person to go there and lose a vote and have it be part of, you know, your outcome in the game, does that in some way make your experience feel like it was even more consequential to the show's history, that if they changed a rule?
Yeah, I mean, yes, but also no, because there is, and I'm not just saying this, there is so much of Survivor that's luck. Like the game changes in so many ways, no matter what season it is, what episode it is, so much of it is luck. So like, I kind of just look at it as like, that was just part of the game. And there was just another layer of luck to it that sucked. But I don't look at it as like, oh my God, like, if that hadn't been a thing, you know, I would have won the game. Like I'm self-aware enough to know you never know what could happen.
Mm-hmm. Thomas, what did you think about this, that they changed this up to make it? Now, you did not lose your vote.
No.
You got an advantage. But what did you think about that they changed this up in the way that they did last night?
Well, I thought it was interesting that they had a shared communal experience where everybody knew not necessarily what you would get if you won, but there's an element of truth that you couldn't escape from because we three played this game. This person went out first, this person went out second, and this person won. So there's like a foundation that you can't play with. So you're kind of like locked into that. But then also I feel like that kind of locks you into what you're gonna do after, right? Because it's clear that you now have something. So it's like with me, I like looked at Mitch and Mary and I was like, I was like, hello, lovely people. I will outlie you in this and I will get my people to believe that I don't have anything. Like I trust in that and like trust that I can handle that. But if you're doing this shared experience where it's like, that you walk away with something, it's like you kind of have to tell the truth immediately.
Yeah. I thought that the game that they played, though, was interesting in that, or maybe I guess I'll say that I thought it was uninteresting, that it seemed like that they didn't know what they were playing for.
Yeah.
And
Right.
they didn't know what they were potentially losing. They just knew they were playing a game. And I felt like that the motive wasn't quite there for people to really, hey, I'm going to really try to tank this person in particular. They were all just like, it was just
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
free for all.
Yeah.
Because I miss those games too, where you play later in the season and you have to like chop people or whatever, and like
Right.
it exposes. This is like, I like that they brought that back in, but it feels too early, and these three don't have a relationship yet. So it's
Yeah.
not like Jake and Jawan are like ganging up on Matt, and this has consequences. It's like I don't know you, and
Right.
I'm
Mhm.
just. It
There
feels
also
kind of
was
like choosing.
no confessional of anyone explaining why they were gunning for Jake's basket or Jawan's basket. Like it was so random and vague. So
Yeah.
that felt lost.
And I don't know, maybe even them knowing what they were playing for, or if like what was going to be the downside if they didn't do it. I think everybody was just like flying blind.
Yeah.
Yep. Ah,
Totally
flying
agree.
blind and Survivor, crazy.
I don't know. I guess and maybe that's what they like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Jawan ends up winning this, and he had to make a
Yeah.
decision about whether or not to take the tribe disadvantage or to potentially take one of the two players' votes away. He picked the tribe disadvantage. For both of you, did you feel like he made the right decision?
No.
Okay.
Interesting. Thomas, I'm so curious. I feel like I thought we would have agreed on this.
Because I'm a sneaky little weasel.
I definitely felt like, okay, he feels like that he's at the bottom. He needs to prove something to come back to his tribe and say, I'm a team player. I'm doing something for us. However, that doesn't give him the real protection that making the selfish choice would have if he was able to steal someone's vote and have an extra vote. So I thought he made the wrong choice. Like if you have that weird feeling that you need to make something up with your tribe, you're probably kind of on the out. So you might as well make the selfish choice and get some protection. That's probably what I would have done.
Okay. Thomas, why is Bianca wrong?
Well, what I've learned in my, year-long marriage to Bianca is that Bianca's never wrong.
Why is she misguided about this?
In my brain, I feel like he didn't fully understand he was on the bottom, but I also feel like from my experience, like now feel like advantages are not that great if any person knows that you have them. So him getting the team disadvantage and then just burning it right away, like he gets to come off as this honest person who came clean to his tribe and then helped them win in the challenge. And also if he does then know he's on the bottom, he needs 4 votes to stay. And so even now, if he only has 2, I don't know if he can get 2 more votes. I don't know if it's powerful enough yet.
Yeah.
So I feel like he kind of did it right, which is weird because I'm kind of like, don't like saying that.
Yeah, well, I agree with Thomas actually, because I do feel like that, and we know that he's in bigger trouble than he might even know, and an extra vote isn't what he needs. He needs an idol. He needs like 4 more votes. Like he needs vote steals. So if he goes to tribal council, he could be, down, 5-0, where, he might have to play his shot in the dark, forget about an extra vote. And so I don't know, maybe he could use that to go to like a Savannah and say like, hey, can I give you my extra vote if you save me or keep me? But it seems like that he needs more time in the game. And that's why I thought he did make the right decision. But Thomas, I wanted to know from your perspective, because I was thinking about your particular plight in season 48, where you came back and then word started to get out by way of from what, Star was picking up from other people, that, hey, Thomas does have something. Did that make you a juicier target? I also feel like that for Jawan, he has the opportunity to not only go on this journey, come back with something, and then also burn it in a way that could buy him something. And then also, hey, I don't have anything anymore.
Yeah, it was like that is phenomenal. I think that was like all the right move. He cleared his deck instantly and looks like this like great guy. With like my situation is when we were on Logi, you know how they I guess what's their tribe called? Uli, whatever. Like
The Red
Savannah was
Tribe,
like,
yeah.
yeah, it's like I don't want Jawan to get anything, but I'm kind of rolling the dice. We really, Bianca and I specifically, did not want either of the boys or Eva or Star to get something
Yeah.
because we were kind of in this middle place, and the only way to protect our games within Logi was for one of us to go. And I felt comfortable, taking this risk, lying, who knows, see, whatever. And I always said I was never going to go on a journey, but it was a very specific situation where Bianca and I looked at each other and kind of were like, it has to be one of us to
Yeah.
like keep the
We
status
also
quo.
both came back and lied very successfully about what
Yeah.
happened to both of us. And we also had never seen someone go on a journey and be forced to risk their vote right from the get-go. Like
Yeah.
usually you get that choice. So
There's always a way to walk away.
But I just want to say one more thing about the Jawan thing, because like I have to fight both of you.
Say as many things as you want.
I mean, Savannah literally says like, cool, you came back and made the tribe choice, but like you're still number one. Like I actually think he could have maybe made a stronger ally had he come back with an advantage and told one person to create some real trust there. Like I think he could have used that as an advantage for him, not only as like not silly, but like an extra vote, but also to make some, like, who does he have a relationship with on this tribe right now? I feel like he needs something to like start, some chemistry or something with someone.
Yeah.
Also, the Star thing, what like that was really fucking annoying. But the truth is that even though that happened, and then I was separated from, I was just with, the girls on Vula. Those two boys believed me still, even with that interaction and Star doing her thing. That's how like confident I was in the decision to do it. I was like, I'm gonna be able to keep the people that I need to keep working with me. And those two boys believed me all the way until the end, which is why I didn't play it.
Okay. I want to talk a little bit about how these majority alliances come together in these tribes in the new era, but I also want to thank our presenting sponsor for this episode of the podcast, our friends over at Manta Sleep. Yes, Thomas is pointing to his bed. Of course, that the bed, even better with some sleep masks and more from Manta Sleep. Get 10% off with promo code RHAP27 at mantasleep.com. So tell me from my perspective, I feel like that your tribe was a little bit of an outlier in that it feels like that there's such a race to 4 on Survivor in the new era. And at least from what I was presented on my television, there was like there was the 3, but then there was also there was there was like Joe, Eva, Shaheen. There was also the California girls. There was also you two, but it didn't really feel like that there was a 4 in your tribe, at least that there wasn't like one consensus for, and maybe it was like, who's really in the 4? Is Bianca in there? Is Eva in there?
Right.
And is that the way that it was from your lived experience?
I feel like, yes, that is pretty accurate. Like me, Thomas, Shaheen, and Joe, when we hit the beach, like Joe looked at us and like locked in us as a 4. Thomas, you have more perspective. So I mean, we've talked about it, but share. But I do feel like that 4 started wavering between should Bianca be the 4th or should Eva be the 4th, because Eva was so physically dominant and so fierce at challenges. And Joe knew this very big secret that none of us knew at the time. So I think he felt emotionally bonded to her, wanted to keep her around. So I think it was pretty accurate. They never really showed me, Thomas, Shaheen, and Joe making an alliance, but I think it was kind of like me and Eva, who's it going to be as like the one.
Yeah. It was interesting because the California girls were tight, right? We had our thing. But within the California girls, Shaheen always wanted Joe to be his number 1 because he saw that I had Bianca outside of the girls. And so he wanted that. But the second, I mean, Eva told Joe what, day 1? Like the second that happened, it was clear to Shaheen that Joe and Eva had a thing. And then Shaheen became threatened with Eva.
Yeah.
So the girls, the California girls, so I guess the boys, whatever, us girls, we were always fighting over who was the 4th, because originally it was always Bianca. And then one day Joe just comes, over to me and Shaheen. What do you think if we did Eva as the 4th instead of Bianca? And Shaheen and I were like, oh, that's like potentially a great idea. Love that. And then we would scurry away and be like, you have to be fucking kidding me. So Shaheen, that is why in whatever episode when Eva gives Joe the friendship bracelet and Shaheen and I are like, bitch, please. Like, that is because there's been all this pressure around that situation. And we were like, it's so obvious. We're gonna cut her the second we can. And if Star doesn't have a vote, we actually have the numbers to cut Eva without Joe having to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Wow. And Survivor history would have been ruined because those 2 went on to be Jeff Probst's favorite players in recent memory. Okay. So thank God if it wasn't for you 2 meddling punks trying to ruin something beautiful.
The Emmy nomination.
But do you see there was so much richness in Loggy and our dynamic that was like fun, where it was like fluid and like there was real relationships. And I think part of the reason I'm struggling with these first 2 episodes is I don't feel that from these tribes yet. They don't feel like they're playing in the same way. And we never were in danger, and we played from the second we got on that beach.
Yeah.
Okay. So can you just tell me though, do I have it right about it being a race to 4 for all of the tribes?
It feels like a race to 4.
Oversimplification.
Math, like you need to figure out.
Rob, you played with tribes of 2, right? So
I played in 2 tribes, but I also played in 3 tribes.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah. Right.
I just feel like
I guess, and I thought I was in the 4, but I wasn't in the 4.
See, not being in the 4, can't relate. But it does suck.
I thought the 4 was Rob, Amber, Big Tom, and me, but then I think Alicia took my spot in the 4. I don't know. A lot of people are like, who are these people? But it was true.
Well, when I remember before I went out there and I was thinking about this like race to 4, because I was like, I like the true 2 tribe format because I think you get weirder dynamics going on, and it's not just 2 gets 4. But I was like, oh, maybe that's actually easier, because instead of having to get 5 people to vote with me, I only need to get 3. Right. I was like, I can charm 3 people. Like, I can do that. That's like very manageable. So I'm just like, in the tribe of 4, it's like, it's harder because there's fewer options, but also I'm kind of like, I need fewer people. It's a weird.
I feel like people say that the 3-tribe format, there's nowhere to hide. I actually fully disagree. I feel like it's easier to hide in the 3-tribe format because you have way less of a risk of going to tribal. It drops from 50% risk when it's 2 tribes to a third chance of going to tribal at the challenges. So you really do, I think, have more advantage to hide, I guess, and skip ever going to tribal and make it to the merge.
Also,
when you have 2 tribes.
With puzzles at the end of these physical challenges, I feel like people always say oh, if we vote out our strong men, we're killing ourselves in the new era quicker. So it's we're going to vote out a girl first. But you watch Kele, is that how you say it? Kele?
The blue tribe, yeah.
The Blues do so well in the physical, and they get to the puzzle and they get stomped on.
Yeah.
And so I'm just kind of I don't think I would necessarily, unless just people couldn't lift up a twig, I'd be maybe we should send you home. But I feel like in the new era, if you do have a really great puzzler who is maybe weak, I would consider keeping them over a big boy, unless that big boy is wrapped around my finger.
Yeah. Well, it seems like that the Hina tribe, the yellow tribe, it doesn't seem like that they are necessarily have that much firepower, but it feels like that Jason seems to be that puzzle person.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was actually impressed and blown away that they had that wild disadvantage of. I was trying to think how much is 20 pounds? What is that? I was
like a dumbbell.
Weight at the gym, exactly.
Yeah.
It wasn't just
that's a good way of imagining
it.
20, if you're trying to imagine what was 20 pounds like?
Right.
If you think of a 20-pound weight,
exactly.
That's a really good way to think about what 20 pounds is.
But it's harder because it's coconuts on your back in a net bag.
Yes.
They blew me away. I was very impressed that they managed to win after having that disadvantage. 2 of them.
Also, I just I know that Jason did the puzzle, but there's something about Sophie when she just went into beast mode and was leaping across. I was yes, girl.
I know. I was so proud of her.
Yeah,
she was mad though about that she got the disadvantage. She said this is a personal attack that they are
hit on.
Yeah.
And then what did Jawan say? He was something
let's fun. I think we should just do the challenge now.
Yeah. And I was
can we talk about that though? Because unless I missed something for a moment, I did not realize at the time of him having to make that decision, and I wonder if he knew this was going to have to happen, he was going to have to out to everyone publicly that he is fucking up their entire game. That's huge to take into consideration when you're making a choice like that. Now everyone hates you. You have a huge target on your back.
Did he make the right decision?
Did I miss something? Did he know that was happening? Did they explain that?
I think he knew that there was going to be a tribe disadvantage. I don't think he knew what the disadvantage was going to be.
And that he had to publicly on that chat say.
Because that was the other thing about when I had my steal a vote is that you have to stand up and be I'm using this against you. And I was thinking I feel for him in that moment. Because if you can just steal a vote and or just put a disadvantage on someone from the shadows, it's a different thing. But yeah, that is hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you think it was smart to do Hina over Kele? Do we just beat them to a pulp, or do we take a shot at the big boys kind of thing? Is that where you're going with that, Rob?
Yeah, I think that it's a valid question.
Yeah, well, Loggy, we would have taken shots at Siva all day
long.
Yeah, without a question. We never would have taken it because they were
on their own.
Yeah,
no matter
literally,
what.
We were trying to help Bula at every puzzle at the end of every challenge, and they were ignoring us like morons.
Yeah, they didn't want.
But yeah, we would have done the same thing. We would have like taken a shot at the people that needed to come down a peg. But also, Steva was annoying to us too. Like, Joe really hated David for no reason. I mean, obviously because they're both muscular, like manly men. But there was like animosity, which is like so funny to like think about now.
That is funny because they ended up then seemingly bonding very quickly when they got together.
Yeah.
I think they
No,
can.
I was gonna say no offense, Rob, but like straight guys. Do you know what I mean? It's like
That
come
has not
on.
really been my experience where like I meet a guy instantly and he's like, "You're my best friend." That has not been my lived experience, but I understand what you're saying.
Well, I just feel like Joe was actually really. Oh, this is like so bad. I see why people get in
What?
trouble. I was gonna say like, I think Joe
Your
gets.
PR person is here. Let's reroute the conversation.
Okay, well, okay. I'm gonna say it in like a nice way. I think that Joe doesn't get enough credit for some of the choices he makes because it's like comes off as like loyal, honest, all this stuff. I think Joe was playing David, and he knew in his heart how he was going to handle him, and he just decided, oh, I like this guy, we get along now, he's not this like jerk or idiot that I thought he was, so like we can do this until a certain time, but there will be the moment where I'm going
To cut you.
yeah. And I
Yeah.
think Joe doesn't get enough credit for that stuff.
Okay. Why was that bad?
I don't know.
Maybe you said it in a really nice way.
Okay, great, because in my head I think I said it really cunty.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't get that at all.
Okay, great.
Right?
Well, I did take a second and breathe and like
Yeah.
reworked it quickly.
Yeah, that was a great answer.
Okay, fantastic.
Okay, so for the Jawan, he has to decide, do I want to basically like step on this blue tribe and really just hurt them even more, or he decides to go and penalize the yellow tribe? But bad news, he penalized the yellow tribe and they made it.
I know.
Now, do you think that they look at that as like, hey, no harm, no foul, like ain't no thing, like you can't mess with us, or do you think they hold this against Jawan?
I would hold it against him.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I'm a petty
You're so
bitch.
Italian. Yeah. You're like, I need contrition right now if we're gonna move forward. I don't know.
I think if they're smart, they won't, let it show. But I definitely think they will hold it against him.
Or use it. Be like, maybe at merge, be like, yeah, we all fucking hate you unless you flip. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Do you think it helps Jawan at all in the position that he's in with his tribe to be a person that the red tribe is that they know? Okay, he might be very unpopular. Do you think that they want to jettison him to like, hey, that was all Jawan. We had problems with him too, or do you think that they like having him as maybe a shield?
I would keep him. I would be like, great, you guys can like focus on him before me now if you're actually pissed. But also if you're actually pissed, I'd be like, come on.
I agree.
But that's me. I'm like throwing away advantages. I'm like wanting to like throw things. Do you know what I mean? Like, but I'm not a shoe bandit.
Oh,
sorry.
Tell me about the shoe bandit.
I'm so confused by that.
Okay, I like that it's like an interesting thing, and I like appreciate Jake leaning in and having a good time.
Like some fun out there. I agree.
Yeah, but number one, like we're running out of people to blame it on, my guy, because now it's not Nicole and it's not Annie. So who's it going to be? And then also, like, remember on Survivor when like we would throw shoes into the ocean or like into the fire, like putting it like on a tree, like 5 meters. Who am I? Like. From the UK, like 10 feet away. Yeah, hello. Like, come on.
Do they use the metric system in Fiji?
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe in Fiji.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. They feel. Yeah, but like, like 3 Fijians away. Like, I don't quite understand.
I was bummed by it. Like, I was bummed that. Who happened upon it? Sophie. She was like, "Hey, I found your shoe in a tree." It was like, you didn't even try to hide it. Like,
so I asked Annie about this morning. I had the chance to talk to Annie in the exit interview, and I was asking her about like, now that you've seen this, like, what'd you think about the shoe bandit? Were you going crazy looking for the shoe? And she's like, I was just happy that it was a person because we thought that there was like some animal that was coming into the camp. and moving the shoes. So it wasn't even like anybody was like getting mad of like, somebody stole my shoe. It was like, did a coyote take my shoe?
Yeah, which is like not the point. I don't, but like also, don't you want to like get someone pissed off and then redirect them towards someone else?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Someone else.
put the shoe in Alex's bag. Do you know what I'm just like? I just don't. I appreciate the entertainment, but I don't understand. I just don't.
I think it might have literally just been that. Like, I think he might have been having some innocent fun with it, and it just didn't land with us savages. We're like, no, we want blood. Put the burn it on fire. Like, do something with the shoe.
Yeah.
Versus like just like stashing it a meter away.
It's a weird move to try to sabotage your own tribe because especially at this point in the game, and you know, if you are like a Russell Hanson, it's like, I thrive in the chaos. I love it. I want everybody mad. Like that's one thing, but it doesn't seem to be what Jake is doing.
No, he's Canadian.
That explains.
Do you know what I mean? That's like not in his DNA, and he like used to like be a Chippendales dance. Like I just feel. Also, my one thing that I didn't like is that it was he was doing it to people on the bottom. If I'm being real, I think that you should be keeping people on the bottom comfortable, and I also don't know if I don't know, antagonizing them like that. Antagonizing, that's intense. He was playing a game, I guess, the Bandit. But like,
it's not that bad.
Yeah, but I'm just kind of like those two. Like, don't you want to like stir it up and like go for Jeremiah and make sure Sophie isn't going to choose him? Like use it to your advantage, not to like just make people on the bottom be like, "Where's my left shoe?"
Maybe we're seeing that because something I thought was interesting was the whole first episode. There was like no idol hunting. There was like basically no idols mentioned, nothing about it, and then this was the first time we saw a trace of that. So I thought that was really interesting. I actually enjoyed that. I was like, oh, this is kind of refreshing to not watch people go hunt for an idol, you know, for like a third of the episode. So I mean, maybe that's why we're seeing the shoe bandit in all of his glory. But I kind of liked that. Like I liked that it wasn't so focused on everyone doing their own thing.
Yeah.
Are
last
you
season
triggered? Because all that happened on our beach was Star looking for an idol at every turn.
Every second. I mean, she found it. It worked.
Yeah, Mazel. Yeah. Couldn't open it.
So, as you mentioned last season, everybody was looking for the way to unscramble the code so they could open the combination lock and get the idol out. This season, we have just seen that one Beware advantage that Alex ended up finding. What did you think about the task that Alex had to do to get the idol?
What do you have to do? He had to like pull the chain.
You have to carry the very heavy chain.
I literally just rewatched it this morning.
Yeah.
He had to pull the chain from the
and then drag the heavy ass chain to go to find and we know Alex is bad at reading maps. He cannot find a treasure that's hidden.
Yeah.
And then he had to go find where the treasure chest was and unlock it with the key that was attached to the heavy irons.
I thought it was fine. I immediately think of like what Tiff had to do to find hers, and that felt like Olympics. Like that was like the wildest task.
A lot of sprinting.
I mean, I didn't even really remember it. So I think my point of view here is it was kind of boring. I didn't think it was that intense.
Yeah, I mainly remember just Jake's naked torso draped in chains. You know? I was like, okay. I was like, that works.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, we're looking for
that's
an idol.
Vibe.
Yeah. That's a fun. Yeah. I do think it's like so like Alex was so pissed that Sophie and then Jeremiah like came in on found out, and I was like, I
kind of
get it.
reminded me of Star though. Like we all knew within 30 seconds.
And then him at Tribal being like, I hope no one found the idol. And it's like every single person here knows that you're lying, but they all think that Annie doesn't know, and Annie doesn't think that I was like, it's just funny.
But
I did really appreciate Sophie trying to figure out a way to take it for herself.
Yeah, that was fun, I thought.
That was really fun.
She, like, throwing more leaves on it to try, and then tried to like sneak off with the key, but she couldn't.
I know. I wish she had come up with a little bit of a better reason. Who called her out? Jake was like, why are you doing that? Like, what's happening here? Why are you bringing the chain over here? But I loved watching her like cover it back up and being like, if I could take this for myself, like, let's do it. I loved
that.
Yeah.
It would have been fun. And so really, but the heavy chain really just prevented Sophie from stealing the idol from him.
Oh, she like fell over. I was like, that would be me. I relate.
Yeah. Now, okay. They have talked about the conditions this season, how this is the hottest it's ever been. Okay. Now, do you feel that through the show? Do you feel like, well, no, it's always hot. How could it be even more hot?
I did feel it when I saw Jake get to the top of the challenge when they got to the puzzle, like completely gassed. That made me as a former player, be like, oh, wow, like it must be brutal out there. But is it hotter than normal? Like,
is that an Olivia reference, Bianca?
Subliminally, yes.
Yeah.
I actually don't know what the temperatures are. Like, I couldn't tell you if it's hot.
Said they should put it on the screen. Let us know.
We should
help us contextualize it.
For the day or something like that. But no one knows that it's winter in Fiji when we're out there. So
what?
Yeah, it's.
What do you mean it's winter in Fiji?
It's Fijian winter, Rob.
Yeah.
What?
You don't know this?
No, I've never heard this before in my life.
Oh, so you're having like interesting conversations where you're not talking about the weather? Like that's good.
So
that's good.
I feel like that there's either here's what I know about Fiji weather after 15 years of Rob as a podcast and about 10 years of being a Survivor being in Fiji. There's a rainy season and there's a not rainy season. That is the extent of what I know about Fiji weather.
So this is Fijian winter, like to the point where when we were at Pondy and Steph was in her like hot little bikini every day, like the Fijians at Pondy would be like, aren't you cold? Like, how are you wearing a bikini right now? And it was like 85 degrees.
Yeah. So it does get hot. Like there were some really intense days where we were done. Like we couldn't do anything except sit and be in the shade. But it doesn't get over like 90.
So is there anything that you all played in an even numbered season? And this is an odd numbered season. So they're filming like maybe like 2-ish months before you all played?
Yeah.
Is it maybe
it's cooler for even number
Fijian
seasons.
summer?
Okay.
Yeah. It's cooler for us, which is like
fair.
Part of the reason I wanted to do 48 and not 47, because it was like less rain and cooler. And I was like, that is for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to Asia last night and she was talking about that it was hot in the beginning of 47 and, Andy ended up having like the meltdown on the mat. So I do wonder if there's like some sort of like seasonality where that the Survivor year is the hottest at like the start of the odd numbered season and then gets the coolest towards the end of the even numbered season.
I'm actually
I think you're right.
If it does drastically change in between the two filmings. But even at Tribal, I don't want to skip ahead too much, but they said multiple times, or it was before Tribal too, like they were all feeling super, like brain foggy and just defeated. And I was like, it's still kind of early for that. It's only day 5, not only day 5, but like it didn't.
Bianca,
it felt like
even
it was
Jeff Probst himself was feeling the effects of the brain fog. And he's eating and sleeping, and drinking.
The brain fog at Tribal was wild.
Yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
both Sophie and Jeremiah like couldn't finish their sentences.
But then also, Bianca, you and I were thriving on
We were
0
thriving.
calories.
I know.
We were like, we're getting, as the day goes on, we're like, number one, we're still in the game. Number two,
We're
snatched and more snatch. Like, this is great. we were incredible.
I do appreciate them bringing up the elements though. Like I miss that in New Era Survivor. I miss the elements of surviving out in the wilderness and, you know, not having food, shelter, etc. I wish there was more of that.
Okay. How could they make it even harder, Bianca? They already have no food.
Oh my God. Ooh, how could they make it harder?
What else do you want them to do with these people?
What do you want, Bianca?
No. You're misunderstanding. I'm saying like I want them to show and talk more about the things that we're doing out there because we are literally living in the dirt and stripped of any comfort. And I feel like a lot of that just gets put to the side and isn't aired anymore.
At any point, Bianca, did you consider eating the worms?
Oh, we ate so much gross shit they didn't show.
Like what?
I wasn't eating worms, but we were eating disgusting hermit crabs, like the tiny little hermit crabs.
Okay. They're so disgusting. You don't even thank God and you don't even thank them for their life. You just eat them.
Father, Son, Holy Spirit. I will say a prayer. And snails, and we tried that gross sea cucumber. There's some stuff out there that we attempted to eat. It wasn't good at all. Thomas, Shaheen, and Joe didn't even want to eat the coconut. Like they were so done.
Why? What's the matter, Thomas? You're a coconut snob?
Divas.
I hate coconut. It's one of my least favorite things in the world. And I tried to even like get used to eating it before going out there and failed miserably. And so when we were out there and it was the only thing that we had, I just was like, no. I was like, I have like a little, I have storage here that I'll dip into first before I like punish myself with coconut.
And Joe, you'd bring it over to Joe and be like, I'm full.
That was the best.
I'm full.
Yeah.
He'd be like, I'm full. I can't. I couldn't. When we were doing our snail hermit boil, that's what Joe would say too. He's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so full. I can't."
The crab boil that me, Eva, and Star went ham on. We ate so many. It was disgusting. And then poor Star got pretty sick from that. I don't think we boiled them long.
Not the first survivors I've heard of that get very sick from eating the crabs.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why when they were like cooking that crab,
that huge crab, I was like, no.
I was like, it's coming out one end and an aggressive way.
Should the producers say something though?
I mean,
you have to check with them.
They say, I don't know. And you say like, we're going to risk it.
Well,
YOLO.
You're supposed to like boil everything to a crisp to make it not happen that way. But they do like help make sure you're not eating something totally inedible or like poisonous.
Yeah. Or when we spent an hour getting one of those fruits down from the tree and they just filmed us getting this fruit off of a tree for an hour. And we're like, woo, we did it. And then we literally go to like eat the fruit and they go,
nope.
That'll kill you. And we're like, great. Cool. So glad we spent so much time doing this.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Would you have done like if I had prayed over the snails, Bianca, would you have gone along with it, or would you have been like?
I grew up praying over food. Like I would have prayed with you. I'll pray with you anytime.
Oh, that's lovely.
Anything you want to do, I'll do.
Can I just vent?
That's why I'm
really
here.
Quickly.
Yes.
So like the prayer thing was fine. I was like, I would join in too and like be like Sophie Clark and be like, okay, if we're going to do that, I will lead the prayer next time. Like noted.
Yes.
But you know what makes me so mad about Shannon?
What?
Her fucking red baseball cap. I'm so jealous. I wanted a baseball cap so badly because I look so good in a backwards baseball cap and I couldn't get one. And then seeing her just sit there with one, praying over a crab.
Did someone on our season Steph had her hat, which meant like no one else could have a hat. But did anyone have a baseball cap on our season? No.
Why wouldn't they let you have a baseball cap?
Because I never wore one in my like interview process or casting process. It wasn't like part of me.
Your character.
You're the music executor. Like, what are you doing in a baseball cap, Thomas?
I'm a sports gay. It was part of my pitch.
Yeah, but that's not what you were on the show. I'm sorry, babe.
It's okay.
You can wear it tomorrow when we hang out.
Mhm.
I know. I literally, by the way, we need to talk about that. If you're gonna come to dinner before Addison still or not. But we can do that not here.
We'll figure that out later.
That's
I'm
on
taking
podcast.
Bianca to see Addison Ray tomorrow night. One of my
Yes.
artists. And I'm
I'm
so
very
excited.
I haven't
Okay.
gone to a show with Thomas yet. This is our first one together.
Are you nervous about what it would be like to go to a show with Thomas?
No, why would I be nervous?
I don't know. Like, what if you that?
What if I don't?
What if
like
you're like
that song?
overly exuberant or not excited enough? Like, is there any sort of like Thomas has been to a million shows.
She's already told me she doesn't like Diet Pepsi. So
Can't stand her main song. I'm very
Which is-
honest here.
but you like New York and Money is Everything.
I love those ones. And
And you like Fame is a Gun.
So good.
Yes.
So good.
All smasheroonies.
I'm not nervous. Thomas takes me as I am.
Will
That's
you
why I love
fake it in the songs that you don't like?
Probably not.
She can just go get a drink.
We're not playing Survivor anymore.
Or are we?
Yeah.
Always playing.
Okay. You mentioned that you almost died from eating some crabs that were not cooked correctly, but these survivors also seemed very concerned with the prospect of death. That there seemed to be, on a number of occasions, they seemed to question whether or not they would even make it through this experience. I believe Jake said that something along the lines of that, like they are going to. He's convinced that they'll die.
Yeah, Jake said it. Annie said it.
Mhm.
I think Sophie said. Multiple of them used the word death, die,
Like a literal death.
literally. Yeah, I was like, what's going on here? Production? Where are you guys?
I don't think they'll let them die.
Why is everyone so afraid? Yeah, I don't think they would either. It seemed excessive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, yes. I was like, guys, come on the kick drum. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
I get it. It's intense. I was saying with Sean Ross, who we stand, I kept talking about like when I died, like my death, or like I would kill this person. But that was like fun and like being hyperbolic about everything. They were like serious. Like
In their defense, I will say we rode such a high of winning. Like
yeah.
they were so down in the dumps, defeated twice, more than twice, 0 for 5, 6, whatever the sports.
Yeah, but they included some other things like
the other
Jake
challenge.
not winning the challenge
Right,
and Alex
right.
losing the
Like-
fight for supplies.
And you are talking about your life on the line when you're in the game. But it just felt intense. Like I felt like I hadn't watched a tribal where multiple people were like, I will die tonight. I was like, whoa.
Well, I was like thinking about like when they used to do maroonings for like Guatemala or whatever, like Australia, where you get like dumped out of a car and they're
Dropped
like, you have
off,
to hike
right.
15 miles.
Yes.
And like last person there is dead. Like it was like cut from the game and everyone's like,
Mhm.
and it's like, I was like, that feels more of like death
Right.
to me.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was a lot.
Yeah.
So we haven't talked too much about Annie, who ends up being the person who got voted off. Thomas, did you feel for Annie in this tribe?
Well, my first note from the top of the episode was Annie, mama, girl, what? Read the room? Let's go to tribal? I was like, kind of like, I just felt like she was reading the tea leaves all wrong from the beginning. And this kind of felt like to me, like when, am I allowed to spoil another season of Survivor on here?
Like an old season of Survivor?
Australia versus the world.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. We'll
Okay.
allow it.
I won't, it's not terrible, but like, the episode where Lisa goes
Mm-hmm.
and you're just like watching the whole episode waiting for Lisa to go.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was the energy I got from the beginning of this from Annie. I was like, she's way too confident. She's like saying, let's go to tribal. Like I just, from the very beginning, I was like, mama girl, like, no. I was like, I don't think you're reading the room properly at all. So then it was like hard for me to like, it just felt inevitable. But did I feel for her? Yeah, it sucks. Like,
Yeah.
But I was just kind of like, I was like, there are signs here, my
Right.
friend.
It's also so hard to watch that and know, like, oh, she's probably going home tonight, maybe. And like hearing the confessional and hearing her say that, you're just like kind of cringing and you're like, oh no.
And her, I mean, you spoke to her, and her, did she know it was her? Or was
She
she
did not.
fully
She was
shocked?
blindsided. She was like really convinced that it wasn't going to be her. She felt like that she was in a pretty good spot. She felt like that there was like a group of 5 that came together last week. It wasn't really so much as her or Nicole. She felt like that she was part of that decision that was made to, pick Nicole to go. And I think she just thought that her people were going to be sticking with her and voting out Sophie clean, not even that Alex was going to play the idol.
Well, I
Right.
mean, they did a great job. I will, like, they did props. And also, as now, like, I'm a keyboard warrior, whatever this is, like, we don't see everything. We don't get the full
Right.
context of how she feels. So, like, yeah, I'm
Mhm.
sorry that she felt secure and then it wasn't. But from the beginning of the episode, I was like frustrated out of the gate
Yeah,
with
because it
her.
seemed like
I was like,
last
don't be
episode,
comfortable.
yeah, she was like really like, hey, what if we vote out Nicole? Then I'm going to be next. So I don't want to do that. Why don't we vote
That's
out one
what
of the
I was just
guys?
about to say. She did call that out last
Yeah.
time. So I felt like she must have maybe been thinking about it. Oh, like I was the decoy last tribal. Like, hello, I could probably be at some risk here. But then people just play really well. So,
Yeah.
you get lost.
Do you think this blue tribe can turn it around, or are they just a true disaster tribe?
I actually didn't have my money on them being the disaster tribe. I thought that, who is it? I thought Hina was going to be the disaster tribe. I want to say yes. Like, I do feel like there's an element of the smaller you get, like maybe you do kind of push out the weaker links and then other people have to sit out. So maybe. But it just kind of seems like they're not working well together in these challenges. So,
But they did. They got to the end
but then
before
they
Uli and
flopped
Hina.
the entire puzzle.
Yeah, because they don't have a puzzler.
Right. So I'm like, Hina won with so many disadvantages that they clearly are there. They have that groove. When you have that groove and that momentum, it's hard to come back from not having it.
Can I ask a question here?
Yes, please.
Anything.
Everyone's talking about Vibe Tribe, Fire, Cinema, like all that stuff.
Yeah.
I felt like we had it great on Loggy, but I never felt like we were like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I've never related with someone more than when Nate was just like so over like everything being fire and vibes and stuff. And I was like, other than Nate's freaky little like toe shoes, I was like super into him this episode. Do you know what no one needs to see those shoes. No one needs to see those shoes.
Notice that, but I know exactly what you're talking about, where they have like the toe feet, like
sort of
disgusting.
Right.
Yeah, unacceptable.
They were
like
not
that is
fire.
like they need to be blurred. They were not fired. Yeah, I don't care if they're good. I don't need to see them. It's an assault. Like blur those out. That's so gross. Yeah. But yeah, I just like I don't know. That was just Nate.
Yeah. Yeah, do you want to talk about that? Nate had a great moment. He talked about the tribe, and so I'm surprised that because Nate has children that are, I feel like, probably not too dissimilar to the ages. I think I feel like that he has at least like high school age kids that he hasn't heard any of these words before.
Yeah, he seemed entirely unfamiliar, or maybe just uninterested. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This happens to me all the time. I have to ask my assistant, like, what did you say? Like, I love her so much, but she said something about like, oh yeah, and then did you notice that this person flamed me? And I was like, what does that mean, flamed you? And she goes, well, Thomas, you're the biggest flamethrower of them all. And I was like,
wow,
what does that mean? And it's like basically throwing shade or calling someone out. And I was like, oh, okay. But I'm like, I feel like Nate has to know the words, but he's just like refusing to engage. Like he's Meredith Marks. He's disengaging.
I learn a lot because I have children that teach me everything, and I ask them questions. So a lot of times that I already know all this stuff.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
probably
you're
know more
in
than you
it.
guys.
Yeah,
You probably
I'm
do.
sure.
I actually
Why
didn't know
not? You're a part of
uh,
it. Like, I have no children.
what is
My golden
cinema.
retrievers aren't going to
And
teach me.
some of these things though, I think that in this group, I feel like this is cinema. Is this something that Riz God just says a lot? Like, this is cinema? Is that a widely used phrase?
That was the one I did not know. Like,
Okay,
I
there was a
have
couple.
a 24-year-old brother.
There's
so
a couple
I'm pretty...
that they included in the montage. This tastes dumb good.
I've heard that. I've heard that.
Is that widely used?
Probably.
This
I don't think it's
this
as
tastes dumb
wide
good.
as like fire, but I think
It
it's
makes
like a niche.
me feel dumb. Did they say gas? I feel like everybody says, "Oh, that's such gas." Like, this is gas. That place is gas.
Yeah.
I thought the cinema reference was about Nate and his career. I was like confused.
Yeah, if you say to Nate, "Hey, this is cinema,"
Oh.
it's
Right.
like
I
you're
thought
saying,
it was like his little pet term for Nate.
right. It's like if you say to Thomas, like, "This is harmony." Now, this is harmony, right, Thomas?
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Let's try and make that a thing. Let's try and make that happen.
I actually don't know if it is a term or not, or if it's.
Yeah. I do like Rizzo.
Me too. I love him.
Yeah, I'm like pro Rizzo. I don't know if I'm gonna say Riz God yet. I don't.
What
I feel
is
like
it
Nate.
about Rizzo that you're really connecting with so far?
I mean, he's definitely like. Okay, I feel like I'm gonna take heat, but like, I don't love the super fan trope typically when it's like everybody's a super fan on the season. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, but like Rizzo is kind of like the super fan that I want, who's like lovable and like schemy and like knows that he's not good at puzzles and like is gonna like fake it till you make it, and he just feels very genuine, and he doesn't feel like he's presenting as super fan. He just is Rizzo. I don't know. There's something charming.
Also, an air to him that is still playful and fun, and not taking things like you have to take things seriously, but he's not taking it too seriously. That I'm really getting joy out of watching him.
Yeah.
He's been good so far. Savannah has been very strong so far. I have to say that the first thing I got from Savannah that I did not like was Savannah, the news anchor.
Like her little shtick.
Doing this spiel.
I just feel like that felt like to me that was like, hey, Savannah, what would you say as a news anchor if you were out there?
I would have been like, you got to pay me to do that. Do you know what I mean? I don't do that for free.
And it just felt like that. I feel like that we have seen them, anybody in news, make them do this before.
Well, also when she says she's like done 3 dumps and it'd been day 4.
Listen, I wasn't gonna ask you two about that, but that was in my notes.
No, I also
how
had
did
a
that
question
happen?
about that because I only did 1 from the food I was eating before the game. Like once the game starts, you don't eat anything. So I was
Bianca,
like,
I didn't even.
You didn't go ever. Yeah.
Ever in 9 days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when she was like, 3 and 4 days, I was like,
whoa.
Yeah. Talk about burying the lead.
Yeah. It was like hidden in the newscaster sprawl. But I was like, also, you told Sage? She like definitely wants to know that. Like she wants to get in there. That. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I thought
she's been waiting for 1.
Yeah, she's so thrilled. But she can pee. Bitch can pee.
That's
Drop of
true.
a hat. Yeah. Get a little excited.
Yes. Was there so much poop and pee talk when you were on Survivor?
I don't remember it.
Not that much.
Not that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't like excessive.
But maybe Sage is really breaking the ice for everybody and making it more acceptable in this group.
It works for them. Like I'm into it for them. For me,
that's the vibe.
That's the vibe. It's fire, man. Yeah. But it's like I would never in a million years. Like there would be moments when Shaheem would like ask me certain questions with like a camera in my face that I would just like in my brain be like, there's never going to be footage of you talking about X on camera. Like, and I would turn to him and be like, there's a camera right there, my guy. Like, enough. And I would never talk about that on camera. It's just like not my vibe. Do you know what I mean?
What would you say to him then? Would you just say like no comment? Would you start just saying copyrighted music lyrics? What would you do?
Oh, that actually would no, I said I'm not going to answer that camera in front of the fucking country, or that question in front of the fucking country. I was
Yes.
like, there's no way. He would like let it rip too.
Yeah,
Wow.
he would.
Oh man. Yeah.
Shaheen would ask very pointed questions.
Yes.
Wow.
Like,
Are you surprised?
Yes.
are you surprised?
Can you give an example of a question? Do you want to ask me one of the Shaheen pointed questions?
Rob, how do I phrase this? I can't ask you one of the Shaheen questions because the question you do not apply as a potential person who would ever be asked this question.
Okay.
As a straight man.
I mean, you could ask the question.
No. I'm looking at my publicist right here, and she's like towing the line.
Yeah, she's saying no.
Yeah, she's like, nope, redirect.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then, all right, let me pivot to something else. Okay. Let me bring this up. Our friend Sam Phelan, another Survivor news person, he asked a question on social media today. He asked this question. He wanted to know, why do we think disaster tribes have become a staple of the new era? 42, 43, and 47, the only seasons without one. Don't say lack of supplies. That doesn't matter much. We didn't use our pot until day 6. And even winning tribes aren't eating. I think it's all mental. #Survivor. What do you think?
I'm also reading Gabe's response.
Yeah, no, I am too right now.
Yes, okay.
I mean, it is valid. Like, if you don't have a puzzler, you're kind of fucked.
Yes,
But,
and what Gabe, the lengthy response from Gabe says, having nobody be good at puzzles on your tribe, or at least being significantly worse than the other 2 tribes, I think that's by far the biggest cause. Hardest thing to properly measure in casting when deciding tribes, and the mental stress of losing makes solving a high stakes puzzle even tougher.
Interesting. Well, I don't enjoy a disaster tribe, for the record. Yeah. I think they kind of like mess things up, but I don't know if there's a reason why they've become so prominent, but I do think it might be because you're whittling it down to a team of 6.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So as soon as these teams get smaller, you have fewer chances to have an all-star puzzler or a super physical like component.
But I will push back on Sam, and Sam has played in the new era. I have not, but just the idea of, okay, and Jeff talked about this on the On Fire podcast, of you don't win a challenge, so you don't have a machete and you don't have a pot, and you lose the challenge, I will take your flint. This tribe has never had a flint. And so we have this tribe that's complaining about brain fog, and I don't know, you would tell me about like how big of a deal is it having a fire in terms of like sleeping at night? Does that affect things? And maybe not so much when it's 115 degrees during the day. But I have to feel like that there are lots of effects of not having these things in your camp that lead to, when we're talking about that they can't do a challenge because of brain fog, a couple of things that might help that might be the machete, a pot, and a flint.
Yeah. I mean, it takes an hour to open a coconut with a machete. It takes a long time. Like, when you don't have access to fire, not only, and the nights do get very cold, you can't like boil anything. You can't feel comfort. You can't, like, it makes it really, really tough. So I don't think it's all mental. I would disagree with that. I think that those specific things, even if you don't use your pot until day 6, like, there are elements of, it's morale. When you get fire, like, remember when Joe made fire?
Fire is fire, some even say.
Fire's
Fire's a
vibe.
vibe.
Yeah, fire's a vibe.
Fire is fire.
Right. So there are components of that I think really matter, especially in the early days, that are so critical to like bonding as a tribe. Yeah, so I feel like it does matter, and it's not just about like using the pot on day 6. It's the other elements of that. I also, Thomas, you didn't have fire when you went to Vula, but I actually, the only night I didn't have fire was the night I got voted out. So what was that like for you?
I mean, that night was terrible. Number one, that they made a terrible shelter. It was embarrassing, and they put it in the middle of
Machete
a.
also helps you make a shelter in a lot
But
of
also, a brain also would tell you not to put it in the middle of a wind tunnel, like in the
Okay.
machete's defense.
So
Yeah.
is it go back to there that they made a bad shelter, and because they made a bad shelter, that was why they weren't sleeping, and they weren't sleeping well enough to win the challenge to get the flint in the first place?
I don't know because the next like Vula didn't have fire, and the next are like new Vula, whatever. And Camilla and Kyle and Joe and Shaheen won the next challenge
Hmm.
and didn't go home, and they had nights without fire. So I think it's just like it's all a bunch of factors that work together, and I don't think there's like one specific thing about it. But when you don't have fire and you don't have proper rest because of no fire, I think
Right.
that is a killer and a
Mhm.
morale killer. Like there's nothing worse than like losing a challenge. You feel so terrible.
Yeah. Could it be a chemistry issue with some of these disaster tribes?
Yeah.
100%. Also, I feel like where there's a will, there's a way in this game. And I think sometimes when there are chemistry issues, I'm like, just suck it up for a second.
Right.
Like, I know they're bugging the shit out of you, but like, you don't have to be best friends. You just need to win this challenge. And I think sometimes people let chemistry issues get in their way.
Yeah. Okay. Well, a big factor on whether the survivors can sleep may be whether or not they have a Manta sleep mask. And that's our presenting sponsor for this episode of the podcast. And are either of you nappers? Like when you're going to go to a concert during at night, will you get a nap in?
Who has
On
who
that.
has time? I don't nap. But if I do, I would nap with Manta Sleep.
Yeah, you should try one because, of
Yeah.
course, Manta Sleep has all kinds of great sleep masks and products available and all sorts of premium features because they are a big part of the pro nap movement. And, of course, look, on your Survivor, you might have a buff, but in the real world, a buff is not always handy. And that's why you go to the Manta Sleep Mask, which is completely customizable, 100% blackout and comfy, especially for side sleepers. Go to mantasleep.com. Use promo code RHAP49 for season 49 and get 10% off your Manta Sleep purchase.
Okay.
Yes.
I just want to say I'm not a napper, but I have a sleep mask that kind of sucks. So I'm very intrigued.
Head on over
Well,
to
I was just thinking,
mantasleep.com.
I
I'm
love
gonna get a
sleep
Manta
masks.
Sleep for the plane.
Yeah, like
For the
you can use
plane,
it in
it's
so
great.
many places that isn't a nap, and
Yeah,
I can't wait.
that's where I nap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Planes.
We got so many questions for you two from the listeners of RHAP.
Uh-oh. I'm nervous.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right, so let me start to bring in some of these questions, and let's see. Okay, first question from one of the listeners, Stephanie wants to know: would you form a nipple ring alliance with Jake? From Stephanie B.
Maybe. I wonder who that might be. I feel
Well, technically,
targeted.
I was about to say, I was like, she's doing something to you right now, girl. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm always down to form a nipple ring alliance. Let's bring it on. I'm
Well,
down.
don't you guys both have bars, not rings?
Yeah, they're nipple bars. Yep.
Yeah. So
Actually,
technically, it's like a little different.
yeah. So
Okay.
it's even a tighter alliance. That's what that means.
But you're not a shoe bandit.
Yeah, I don't think I could get on board with that. Or I'd be like lighting them on fire, doing something a little more,
Okay. How would Sophie S., they call her Yellow Sophie, how would she do if she was on Survivor 48? That's from listener Alex G.
Oh, Alex G.
We would have been like besties with her for sure.
Yeah.
I think we would have wanted to work with her.
Yeah, she would have been fun.
Yeah.
I would have figured it out with her in 2 seconds.
Now, I'm sure you two must have done the thought experiment of how does Survivor 48 go if you two continue onward in the game?
Once or
Yeah.
twice.
Well, do you want to tell Rob when you were going to vote me out?
Okay.
Oh,
what?
okay.
I was never gonna vote
Is
you
this
out.
true, Bianca?
Yeah.
Are you like Joe, just stringing along your David here?
No.
Oh my.
He's just
Don't.
saying that because we had an open and honest conversation, and he said he
Never
would've
take the bait
me-
on an open and honest conversation, Thomas.
This bitch says, and I believe him because he's loyal, that he would have
Yeah.
taken me all the way to the end. And I said, I probably would have cut you if I had to.
I
If
would
I
have taken
had
it to the
to,
end.
if I had to, is doing a lot of work there. Yeah.
Exactly.
You said, you were like, if I had to, probably around 6.
Yeah.
That's what you
Even
said.
Kyle and Camilla
Yes.
weren't going to go to the end with each other.
I was going to go to the end with Bianca for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
1,000%.
The 1000%.
We were locked in. Like, we're still best friends to this
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were
And
It's
the only
hard
ones to keep
think
the weight
about,
off.
Because, when you think about like what ended up happening at the merge, how do either of you fit into what ends up coming together? I know that you have this bond with Joe and Shaheen and Eva from your original tribe, but they end up bonding so much with Kyle and David. And so are you able to crack that from the inside?
You go first, B.
No, you go first.
No, ladies first, ladies first.
You're so kind.
Well, I guess Kyle or Camilla isn't there if Thomas is still there.
Right. Who do we say went home? Who do you want to go home, Thomas?
It would have had to been Camilla because Kyle had an idol.
Right. I do think that if Loggy had reunited, we would have stayed Loggy strong. I really do. Maybe that's naive of me. I mean, I just felt like there was so much not shown about our tribe that we would just had such a bond in a way that I think also Joe, loved the guy. He was so deathly afraid of anyone doing, case in point, why Thomas didn't tell him. You couldn't change the plan on that man. So if
we called him the Titanic,
right,
it's hard to, it takes a long time to steer.
So I think if we had all reunited and then, let's lock this in, maybe? What do you think?
Yeah, it's interesting because also, Kyle now doesn't have Camilla, so he doesn't really have a lot of other options to go with.
I think we could have figured it out. I really do. I feel like we were, and also now that we've spent time with everybody outside of the game, I do feel like Bianca and I do have strong relationships. But I do think that our problem would have been our duo-ness. And the only way, and without the Kyle and Camilla duo around, the only other real duo is Joe and Eva.
Yeah.
And so even though that I would have wanted to break that up sooner rather than later, I think we would have probably had to keep them as a duo longer. They obviously made it to the end, but we would have to keep them. Also, I know that they like to say our season is like a season of duos. Do you know what I mean? And they really focus in on the the two duos that go to the end.
Yeah. Yes.
Just like everybody, the internet. I would like to just argue that Bianca and I are the duos you want to get a drink with. And we're the most fun duo.
1,000%.
1,000%. I would fighting words like Kyle, Camilla, let's go. Joe, Eva, come on. We're gonna have a good time.
Was gonna say Mitch and Chrissy, but
oh, that would be. Listen, we've had some fun nights with Mitch and Chrissy.
We really have.
You don't even know. You don't know what Chrissy.
They go hard.
Chrissy girl, love you. Whatever you're up to.
Yeah.
I want
okay. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. How about who wins the hypothetical basketball journey between Thomas and Bianca? That's from Anthony.
Not me.
Oh, you mean the one that they just went on?
Yes.
I thought this was some March Madness inside.
No,
he's talking about the journey. Yeah, you were just fuck this sports. Oh, between the two of us? Shooting baskets?
Thomas.
Sure.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
win that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I would never use my advantage to hurt you.
Is it me and Thomas against each other, or is it us against someone else?
I pick a third person.
Dominate them.
Brandon Donlin is there too.
Oh, we would definitely get Brandon out first together.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Brandon.
sorry, Brandon. I love you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But it's sorry. We are...
Okay. How, let's see. Okay. A question from, I'm trying to find stuff that we didn't already cover. From the listeners have a lot of good questions, but also I have a lot of good questions too. And a lot of times they're the same. Okay.
Yeah, you're a smart guy, Rob. Come on.
Okay.
Believe in yourself.
All right. Jaden wants to know, what's something that you experienced around this point in the game that surprised you?
Oh, how much I just was in love with Bianca. It was like around episode 2 where I just was like,
that surprised you?
I wasn't going out there to make friends. Okay. I was like, that wasn't like, that's a lie. I wanted to have relationships or whatever. But I think it was around like our second all of that stuff where I just was like, oh.
Like we literally found love out here.
Yeah.
It was so unexpected. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I was also surprised like how hard we were playing, Bianca and I specifically, even though we were in no danger whatsoever.
To go to. Yeah.
That was shocking.
I agree with both of those things. The one production thing that surprised me, and I've been watching the show since season 1. I know how real it is, but I was kind of expecting them to like help us with the shelter a little bit. I don't know if you felt that way, Thomas.
What did you want them to do?
Like I wasn't expecting like Home Depot to haul out with like some guys, but like I was kind of wondering like, will there just be a bunch of palm fronds like, oh, just like over there, or like, you know, a bunch of bamboo just over here, like, you know, stashed in the jungle. Like you really have to hunt and look for a shelter. And I guess it comes from watching so many seasons of really good shelters being built. And I felt like all 3 of our shelters on our seasons, at least, were kind of trash. Like Loggy's was okay, but they're really hard to build. So that was kind of surprising to me.
Yeah, that's a little surprising to me too.
like interesting, Bianca. Very interesting.
Hot take. No, I was surprised. I was like, there's not like they really don't do anything for you. Thank God we have Joe. Thank God we have Joe.
Yeah.
For so many reasons.
Okay. All right. This is a little bit of an interesting question from a listener. Kellen Whaley says, this is Kellen Whaley is asking this question.
Hello, Kellen.
I need a fellow gay's input on whether or not Jeremiah was playing up his own brain fog at Tribal, since Sophie just got a moment with Jeff about it. I found it a little too convenient that he had a nearly identical response to Jeff's question. Was he milking it for airtime?
Okay, I love the gay community. We really support one another and put each other in compromising positions here. I've like gone the whole podcast not talking about Jeremiah.
Yes.
Like that's crazy because I feel like Jeremiah has so much screen time, and also the moment that he like aligned with 2 boys, I texted Bianca and I was like, "This bitch!" Like
he's reheating your nachos.
But not to an abracadabra level here. Just kidding, Jeremiah. We've never spoken, but this is all said with love.
Yes.
I actually didn't like when that happened. I didn't think that he was doing it with like the intention of screen time. I didn't
think so.
do
I
that.
think
Yeah,
I think this is a stretch.
But leave it to Kellen, my fellow homosexual, to put me in this position.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it.
All right.
They also could have just edited that one after the other. Like we don't know when that took place.
Good point.
Yeah.
Rachel wants to know, what does Thomas think of Jeremiah's evil laugh?
Girl.
Another time I got a text.
I don't know. I like don't want to comment, but I'm just saying like get your own thing.
Yes. Because
sorry.
Thomas,
like don't do the laugh and the boys alliance. Do you know what I mean? Like
yes.
Yeah, whatever. But love you, Jeremiah. Yeah. Cute.
Do you feel like Jeremiah was inspired by some maniacal laughing in the past?
You know, I feel like imitation is the highest form of flattery. And I'm just happy that, Jeremiah has clearly seen some other seasons.
Okay. All right. Juliana, who works at Luigi's Pizza, wants to
Oh,
know,
our girl.
We love this bitch.
Yeah.
can you get me a job? Now, hold on. Well, why is she asking for a job if she already works at Luigi's Pizza?
Oh,
Oh.
we won't tell Justin.
Especially
Yeah.
if her boss listens to this podcast.
Wait. Are we sure this is Juliana from Luigi's?
This question is from Juliana, who works at Luigi's Pizza.
Okay.
That is what is written on
Well,
the
no,
sheet.
I'm asking because my goddaughter's name is Juliana and she's obsessed with Thomas.
Okay, but
Oh,
that's
yeah, I do
that's
love
fine.
her.
But does your goddaughter go by Juliana, who works at Luigi's Pizza?
No.
She doesn't. She'll be fucking with all
I
of them.
don't know the staff of Luigi's Pizza like you guys, so
There
I
is
would
a
not
Juliana.
presume that
There is a
any
Juliana.
There is a
would.
Juliana at Luigi's
Yeah.
Pizza. So
This
Thomas, can you
this
get
question-
her a job?
Yeah, this question comes literally from Juliana, who works at Luigi's Pizza.
What job? Like, where do you want to work? Like, I don't know.
Maybe it's for Bianca.
Maybe they
Yeah.
want to be a PR intern.
Correct.
I don't know if I want to poach someone though from like
Can't
my
spell
good
pizzeria
friend.
without PR.
There you go. I was like,
Beautiful.
that.
Mhm.
You literally like PICC.
Wait.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to steal employees from a good friend.
yeah, we're not we're not poaching people from Luigi's Pizza. Okay, all right. How about this? This is a question that Brandon Donlin wanted me to ask. He wanted to know
Oh.
that, that Bianca works in PR. Does the new era need some PR help?
Ooh.
This is shadier than Kele.
I was just going to say this is harder than Kellen's question.
Yeah. Ooh, talk about compromising.
Because I think that I feel like it's a bit of a misnomer in that the new era is. I think there was like, what's the statute of limitations on calling it new?
Right.
Because now the new era is 5 years old. You know,
Right.
if you have a 5-year-old, it's not a baby.
It's not super new.
Not
I
a newborn.
wonder if they will rebrand after 50. And because the new era kind of took over like themed seasons, right? Or like different locations like we've had in the past. So
Mhm. If you have a 5-year-old car, it's not the new car.
no, it's not. But relative to 40 previous seasons, I will say it's still newer era.
It's still an era.
Right. So I think they'll change it. That's my prediction. I feel like a shift is coming after 50.
Yes. Okay. So you think this is the last year of the new era? Do you think?
Yeah,
Wow.
we'll see. But I would say yes. I would advise yes.
Wow. Okay. What will come after the new era?
Oh,
This is where we gotta get like Nate involved of like what comes after like all these like MCU where they had Endgame. What comes after Endgame?
right. I'm not a Marvel girly.
Mhm.
Is that Marvel? Is he
Oh,
on
he's
Marvel?
Yeah.
Marvel. He's
Yeah,
Marvel.
yeah.
Well, after Endgame, it was like worst ticket sales. So,
Mhm. Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know what they do after this. They kind of like painted themselves into a box with the new era. What comes after the new era?
A newer era.
Newer era. I feel like there's just honestly like there's endless possibilities and you can get creative in so many ways. Like I'm not
Mhm.
necessarily concerned. I think they'll figure something out. I'm curious though if they do 50 is in the hands of the fans. So
Yes.
I'm curious if they start to listen to some of I feel as though there are certain strong opinions on things that work, things that don't work, what fans want to see more of. So I'm curious if like some old school play starts to get more incorporated after 50. I would be thrilled to see some of that.
You think that maybe the voting skewed in a certain way, that maybe they might take that information and say, hey, this is actually what the people want more of?
Not necessarily that they're going to really take it seriously and like want, they'll do what they want to do. But I am curious, given that they actually opened it up to the fans for 50, if they'll take any of those changes and start implementing new things.
Okay. Did you vote for Survivor 50, Bianca?
I lost my vote.
You lost your vote. Good. Thomas, were you voting?
Did you, Rob?
I think I did. Yeah.
I think I did too. I think I was like, fuck it.
I voted for the tribe colors. I remember voting for that.
Yes. Which ones did you vote for?
I remember hating there was like an aqua, blue, orange, something.
I think I voted for that one.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Wasn't my vibe, my like color palette.
It wasn't
vibe.
your aura?
Yeah, it wasn't.
No aura points for that?
Wasn't my riz. So, but what else did they ask for votes on? A lot of things.
Fire making.
Right.
If there were going to be idols in the game.
A lot of advantage. They didn't ask about the journeys. They didn't ask, should people lose their vote on a journey?
They should have asked that.
They should have. Okay. If Star would have gotten this Beware challenge instead, would you have carried the chain for her? That's from Memphis McFall.
Oh, this is a good question because this was a lot of it wasn't shown with us, Thomas.
Okay.
Bianca's like,
story.
It's funny you bring up.
Yeah. Well, there was a little ruse happening where Thomas and I were actually debating helping Star open the idol because we had thought we figured it out and like purposely weren't really helping her. But there was a point in time where we wanted to work with Star to vote out Shaheen. Do you remember that?
Of course, but like
it was Star and I love her so much, but it was, could you work with Star? Like, could you trust what Star's next move is going to be? So
yeah, that plan would have taken a lot of deep trust.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
And Star really wanted to vote out Shaheen, like really wanted to vote him out.
Yeah.
Which we've had this debate over what would have happened. And my answer is I probably would have gone along with Bianca, whatever she wanted in that moment.
Yeah. Okay. How would
with the ball and chain? Oh, okay. Sorry. Back to
tell me about the plan to vote out Shaheen. Now, could you have just like helped Star open her idol and then all put your votes on Star and then tell Star you just write down Shaheen?
She wanted him gone. I think the only reason we would have actually entertained it is if we felt that the Joe and Eva alliance was going to start threatening our game and maybe Shaheen wasn't going to get on board with us to do something about that.
Yeah.
I think that's really the only scenario in which we would have.
Was this just like a conversation or this is something that, how far down the road did this get?
I mean, it was more than a conversation because Star, we knew that Star had the idol. And at this point, Shaheen didn't know, right?
No, he knew.
Oh, he did know? I'm getting confused then.
Yeah, but he wasn't going to know that she opened it.
Right. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was just a scenario. That we discussed.
Yeah. Well, it was also how he made Star feel safe too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we needed her to feel safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I would have chunked that ball and chain into the ocean.
Oh.
If
So
we're
they
being
couldn't
real.
open it. Yeah. Well,
Correct.
It was
That's what I wanted
also,
to do.
Thomas, yeah, because this was a thing, and I don't know if we've had this before, where the note said that you have until Tribal Council to open this, and if you can't do it by Tribal Council, then that's it.
Void.
It's closed.
Yeah, I kind of like a little timer on it. It's fun. Because then it's also like, cool, then I don't have to delay forever. I just
But
have
did
to delay
Alex,
until
would then he
tribal.
lose his vote for that tribal council, or is it that has he lost his vote for? Because the rule used to be, you could not get your vote back until you open the thing.
Right.
This was like you have one day, you have like 10 minutes to open the thing and get the idol out, and if not, you lose your vote, and the
Which
idol doesn't work.
is
But I guess you
really
get your vote
tough
back.
because
I feel like you probably get your vote back
I
Yeah.
think
at
you
the
do
next one.
after that tribal. But that's also really hard because when you are going to tribal, there is not that much time in between losing the challenge, coming back
That's
to
what they
camp,
say.
having to do all of the talks and walks.
That's
and
what they
things.
say.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a time sensitive element.
Okay. This is from Big Orange Cow wants to know, who do you think is giving Thomas and Bianca devious duo vibes this season?
No one can
No
make
one.
money.
Sorry.
Well, it's just like you
Who's
have the
giving
like.
Timu, Thomas, and Bianca vibes this season?
All right, let me pull up the cast list. Hold on. Is anyone really okay? So Sophie and Jake are working together.
But Jake's number one is Alex, not Sophie.
It's all
We were
over the place.
We were a two-way street.
We were totally a two-way street.
Yeah. I mean, I swing one way, but we were two ways.
Yeah, I mean, Savannah has like mentioned wanting to work with
Shannon. Yeah. No, this is not a season of duos, I would not say.
Yeah.
No, which like duos are fun.
Duos are so fun.
Yeah, and
They're
what I
fun.
find it interesting too is that like Sophie's so fixated. For the record, I like Sophie. Sophie, no E. Blue Sophie. I like both Sophies.
Yeah, same.
But Blue Sophie, I think it's really interesting that she knows about Alex as a threat with Jake, her number one, and doesn't consider
Gunning for him.
neutralizing that. Yeah, with like Jeremiah and Annie in a real way. Like that made sense to me. Just how like Shaheen and I were going to vote out Eva behind Joe's back in order to pull him in.
Let me ask you about another piece of social media. Thomas, this last month, you said, on September 9th, you said about Lady Gaga performed, Pop Crave tweeted about it, and you responded, kind of the Parvati Shallow of the music business, if you think about it. Could you explain more about your thoughts on Lady Gaga is the Parvati of the music business?
Okay. Well, so Parv won her first season around-ish the time Gaga blew up with Just Dance, and then now they both are having a huge resurgence moment.
Yes.
So there's like a timeline with it. Their middle bumps of greatness they didn't link up quite now like they did now. But I personally think that Parvati Shallow is the GOAT of Survivor.
Yes.
I think that like bow down to Tony and Sandra. They are incredible. I think it's harder for Parvati to win a second time than either of them. And she did it in a way where she didn't get any votes. I know it was a shorter season, all this other things, but she should have been the first person booted. And no one wrote her name down until the end when they voted for her to win the entire thing. And I also think that Lady Gaga is the greatest, like currently like active pop star on the planet. There's no one like her. Like, and people love to counter out, and people like to like, I know all you little monsters when you disappeared during Art Pop and then you came back, you know, and now you're saying Art Pop is her greatest album, but you don't stream it. So it's a lot of like, what's it called? Performativeness from the fan base, I think. But yeah, I just think they're both the greatest of their game, and sometimes people underestimate them, and I think that's a fool's errand.
Wow.
Yeah. Also, Dial the Smile fastest song to 3 billion streams. Are you kidding me? Like Abracadabra, like a return to form. Mayhem Ball is potentially one of the greatest pop shows ever created. And this is on top from the woman who gave us the Fame Ball and Born This Way Ball, and like you guys all thought she was done when she did a jazz album. Like, come on, grow up. Same thing with Parvati Shallow. Like, grow up, everybody. That's how I feel.
Grow
I
up.
love hearing you talk, Thomas. It's my
Yeah.
favorite thing.
I just love these women. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And that's how I feel about Addison motherfucking Reyes. Underestimate her at your own peril.
What survivor
World.
is she?
That's a threat to me.
No,
That's
you're
what
good. You're
we're
good.
gonna see tomorrow.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
show.
Can you give a survivor comp for Addison?
Oh, interesting. Sophie Clark.
Okay.
Oh,
Underestimated in her own season, but she knew how to play the game. Everybody kind of counted her out. Like she wasn't like your like number one winner pick. She was unexpected, but then she played one of the best games ever. Yeah, Sophie Clark.
Wow. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I
Do you
like
have
I like my girlies.
any other notable survivor comparisons to titans of the music industry?
Oh, good question.
Think about it. If you have any others, let us know.
Well, I was thinking like Olivia's Three Fields, but that's not true because Cerie's never won and Olivia's a winner, baby.
Decorated. Yeah.
Yeah. Like is Katy Perry's Three Fields never won a Grammy?
Hmm.
You know, kind of gets screwed. But whatever. I'm not here to defend Katy Perry. I don't have the time or the energy. It's day 5 and I have brain fog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't defend right now.
Okay. Is there anything else on your mind or in your notes about Survivor 49, the Survivor universe writ large?
I keep thinking Savannah has a bug in her ear. I don't know if anyone else felt this way.
Why do you think Savannah has a bug in her ear?
She has like an earring that sits right, look for it, that sits right here. And it looks like a roly-poly-oly. It's like black and white and striped. And I keep thinking it's a bug in her ear. And I keep getting so triggered by.
Like a Jennifer Lanzetti situation.
Yes. Couldn't remember the name, but fully remember the scenario. And that was my greatest fear going out there. Literally nothing else was I afraid of than that.
Did you use your buff to as a shield?
Every night. Wrapped up every whole crevice in my body.
Yeah. I don't know if Manta Sleep does earmuffs, but I'm gonna talk to them and see if they do that also.
Yeah.
Bug preventing earmuffs.
They do.
Okay.
I mean,
that was the only thing.
I'll also do Savannah thing when Jawan like fucked with her bag.
Yeah.
I would have lost my goddamn mind.
He kept it cool.
I was like, good job, Savannah. Good job, Savannah.
Yeah.
But vote him out.
Because that shit gets dirty. And and you're trying to keep like one article of clothing clean, just one. That would have really pissed me off.
I've never seen anybody put all the sticks in the bag. I've never seen anybody do that before.
I understand
fucking weird
the strategy that Savannah like called him out on, which was like, if you're putting sticks in your bag and then you find an idol, you can just chuck that in there too. Yeah. But it just looks dumb. You're creating a scene when you don't need to.
You didn't need to.
So I don't know if the strategy is really fully there.
Okay.
Eva harvested an entire forest with no bag.
She
That's
did.
unnecessary. Yeah.
Okay. Next up for you two is tonight the concert?
Tomorrow
night. The concert and dinner.
Yeah, I love you so much.
Dinner is TBD. I'll get back to you about that.
She's busy.
Okay, you're in charge of the dinner, Bianca?
No, I have to commit or not commit to the dinner is my homework.
Okay.
But I did get us the Donna's reservation in LA.
I'm so excited. I can't wait.
So good.
Okay. All right. What else is coming up? When's the wedding, Bianca? Is that putting you on the spot?
No, the wedding is next August. It's in Italy, which I'm
Whoa!
Super about. Yeah.
Okay. Destination wedding?
Yeah. Well, yes. My fiance's entire family lives in France. So it's like destination-ish. But it's going to be fun. I can't wait.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thomas, what's next for you?
Girl, we got Grammy noms coming out in like
Mhm.
2 months, and I'm just on the edge of my seat. I'm praying for all of my lovely people that
Yes.
they come through.
Is it prayers? Is there like a lot of like for your consideration that goes on in the music industry?
Oh yeah. There's like ads and the whole thing, but thank goodness that is not my job. My
Okay.
job, well, the music's made and done. I rest, and then I just have
Rest.
to, hope other people don't fuck it up.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, this was such a delight to have you both
Thank
here.
you
This was
so
so
much,
fun.
Rob. This was
Yeah.
so fun, and we really appreciate you having
Yeah.
us pre-mergers here to chat with you.
Yeah.
Listen, who else knows better what's going on in the pre-merge than
That's
pre-mergers?
true.
Yeah.
We're the
This
Pre-mergers,
is
experts.
your
baby.
time to
You're
shine.
the thought leaders of the pre-merge. That's
Yeah, that's right.
us.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Well, thank you both so much. This was
Thank
super
you.
fun. We still have a lot to do here today, or this week. In addition to, either of you watch The Amazing Race?
Can't say
Well,
that.
you better before you go on it,
Right.
because
This was our audition for the show we don't
yeah,
watch.
I'll be talking about Amazing Race 38, I think. And I'll be doing that with Mike and Jessica Leese coming up later on Thursday. Plus, also, I'll have an old school interview with Amy Cusack, plus the patron Q&A and Club Condo, all still coming up before this Wednesday, New York City. We will be doing the live show Wednesday night for episode 3 of Survivor 49. Hope to see you all there. robhasawebsite.com/events for ticket information. Thank you so much for joining us. Take care. Have a good one. Bye. This is RHAP. We know reality TV.